Hello, we're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Live Reality Game Show podcast. I'm your host, Lee. With me, as usual, is Nathan, and we're here to talk about all things MTV's The Challenge All Stars 3, where we have 2 episodes to cover right off the gate. Thanks, MTV. Nathan, how you doing?
I am great. I love watching these people hurt themselves from the comfort of my couch, and then I get to talk about them from the comfort of my chair. And so it's just, I love this. It's great. All of the people who are getting hurt, and we just get to enjoy watching them suffer and fight with each other. And yeah, no, it's a new season of the Challenge All Stars. This is great. This is fun. This is like what we love the challenge to be. And this is even with this new season, the new format changes, I'm very excited. A lot of great things to look forward to. Some new faces and old faces I'm really excited to see again. And yeah, it's great. How are you liking it so far?
I mean, so far so good. The people I don't like haven't offended anyone yet, so that's a good start. We can kind of confirm the challenge is homophobic.
Yeah.
So,
Should we
spoiler alert.
should we start with the first episode?
Sure, let's start with the first
Results.
episode where everyone's pretty much walking in and we pretty much get to hear all about their backstory and who they are. I mean, first we get Tina and Veronica starting off strong.
Yeah, Tina calls herself a glass of bourbon.
Tough to swallow, and then it's just like, but you still like it. I think
I'm,
it's a
I'm loving the
fair.
confessionals, like right off the bat.
Yeah, great confessionals. Everybody's coming in, and these 2 episodes really show why I love Kellyanne so much.
Yeah, she was good these 2 episodes.
Absolutely. I mean, we already got like coffee enemas.
Okay. Well, let's we'll get to the coffee enemas. Let's stick to the entrances for now. Not that kind of entrance.
Wrong show. But everyone's walking in, and then when the real world Austin people come in, you see people see, oh shit, Wes is on this season.
Yeah, Wes is best friends with Nehemiah and Melinda, and he's there to stir the pot. He's a shit stirrer, and he relishes it. He's fine with being a villain. He's good enough at challenges to be able to not go home immediately, and everyone wants him out.
Yeah, it's nice seeing a villain that, 1, accepts it, and 2, isn't a dickhead. Speaking of dickheads, Jordan comes in the season with Naya, and they're a couple? Question mark? Did not know that was a thing.
Wait, they're a couple. Yeah. What?
How did that happen? Like, where did this come from all of a sudden? It's like, all of a sudden, it's like, he was engaged to Tori, they broke up, and now you and Naya have been together for a while.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is, last time we saw Naya, she was kicked out
for inappropriately touching Jordan.
So,
and now they do that with consent.
They've reconciled. Let's celebrate that.
Yeah, well done for making up. And Jordan does something that I never thought Jordan would do. He looks back at all the terrible things he's done and says he wants to change.
He says he feels remorseful.
Yeah.
But Jordan, I feel like his public image is very interesting right now because since this was filmed a minute ago, sometime last year, since then he's been kind of in the news a little bit for going and trying to help with Ukraine humanitarian efforts. Yeah, it's a thing. So I don't know. Maybe he's turning a new leaf. Maybe he's just trying to fix his image. But we'll see if he holds to that new persona.
Challenge Jordan, right? Jordan wisely.
Yeah. To be fair, a couple challenge vets have kind of done that.
Yeah, I
gone
can.
over to Ukraine.
Yeah, I know Bananas did that recently, but I can expect a couple of people. But Jordan?
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe miracles can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
That's fair to say.
well, we'll have to just continue watching the season to see if Jordan truly changes his act.
Yeah. So can we talk about the Tyler and Kellyanne thing?
Net yet. I would love to talk with Tyler and Kellyanne. Oh, we were so robbed of these two.
So Tyler and Kellyanne and Kendall walk in together.
Yeah, everyone's wondering why everyone was walking in groups, and then Tyler comes to the amazing decision that they were the hot slut group.
Naturally.
Which I understand for Tyler and Kellyanne. Kendall? Really? I don't picture her
Well,
as like the
apparently they can
slut.
talk butt stuff.
Apparently. And Kellyanne and Tyler are going to teach each other about all different types of enemas. Like Kellyanne's taking coffee enemas, which hearing that now and watching Drag Race, it makes so much sense now with how Kellyanne is. And apparently there's chocolate enemas?
I've never heard of that.
Never heard. I still don't even know what an enema is.
What? You don't know what an enema is?
No, I just apparently it makes people go weird.
Okay. Where do we go? You know, we're Lee. Okay, so you know, like you're. What do we? How do I say this without getting like completely crass?
Demonetized.
and canceled from YouTube. Okay,
Podcast
so
over.
as you know, if you're going to have butt fun, you need to make sure that you're cleaned out, of course. But the coffee enema is like you put coffee up there instead of water. And I saw a My Strange Addiction episode about this where a couple would do like 10 coffee enemas a day. And apparently it just like gets in the caffeine in your bloodstream like really quickly. So you just get jolted with energy. I don't know what a chocolate enema is. I'm curious though. Am I willing to put it on my Google search history? Maybe not.
No. Who knew it was so difficult on how to explain what enemas are?
This is how we're starting off. This is Challenge All Stars, people.
Yeah, ain't got to reinvent the wheel. The wheel's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Something about what who was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I want to just point out a couple people who are looking fly. Darrell, he's looking great. He's got a brown sport coat, blue pattern shirt. He's looking sharp. Kayla looks hot as fuck in her pink dress.
Absolutely, Kayla was one of the best looks, and you can tell that she is the youngest out of this group.
Yeah, the energy look, it screams it. And opposite of that, Mark Long, he looks older.
He still has the tags on the bottom of his shoes.
Oh yeah, that's because he's never worn them. But you know what? Who's going on these shows wearing clothes that were already in their closets though? Like you buy a new outfit when you go on TV.
Everyone, you bring out the expensive looks. You have Tina's shoe getting caught in like the rail.
But yeah, I think for the first time, probably. I mean, I think All Stars 1, Mark. He looked like he was older, but not really. I feel like he looks aged significantly since All Stars 1, and it's only been like probably a year in terms of filming time. So I'm concerned for Mark for that.
That final really aged him.
Yeah, it must have.
Yeah. Mark, I feel like, is like immortal at this point. It's like, how old is this man?
You know, he's gonna be 80 and still coming back. It's gonna happen. But you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger was still filming The Expendables while basically geriatric. So are we gonna see Mark Long try to pull that kind of career move? I could see it.
Mark's gonna be 100 years old and still hosting the show.
Probably.
We'll still be talking about him. Oh, quick round back to Kayla. Kayla accidentally walking into the pool.
No, she meant to do that.
Yeah, this is why I miss Kayla on the show. Like, well, we'll talk about her more in episode 2, but she brings the game, she brings the stretch, she brings the fun sometimes.
You know who else had a good introduction here? Cynthia.
Yeah, she has a good introduction and a good exit. Oh, sorry, what's the opposite of an introduction?
Well, she starts talking about Nehemiah, and she's kind of feeling the flirt.
Nehemiah.
There.
Oh yeah,
and she
Nehemiah
says
was
she's
like,
got a boyfriend, but she ain't got no man.
Yeah, I think that's what Nehemiah said about Cynthia, because he was like, "Is Cynthia single?" Because she looks the exact same.
Oh yeah. So good look for Cynthia there, catching the attention of her youngins. Yeah, she's probably at cougar status compared to Nehemiah, right?
Probably, yeah.
He's like 10 years younger than her.
Yeah, but she still looks like the same age as she did when she was in her 20s, so...
She does.
So maybe it was a good thing she went home first, so this boyfriend, she didn't accidentally sleep with Nehemiah while they were kind of together, so maybe it was a plan. Is there anything more to talk about with these intros?
I think that's the intros. Yeah, we see Yes trying to come in and
the
his win wasn't just luck.
The 3 champions walked in, MJ, John A, and Yes.
Yeah.
Do we think Yes's win was luck? I think you have to have like some luck with the challenge.
He had to have something. He had to have a social game in order to never go into elimination. I think any luck had to do with the fact that people totally overlooked any of his adventure racing ability or just didn't know about it.
Most likely they didn't know about it.
Yeah, so I don't even think a lot of people know what that is, and so even if he told them, I don't know that it would register. Now they know what that means.
Yeah, and he's already on certain people's radars looking at you, Wes Bergman.
Yeah, totally. But as Wes likes chaos, and it seems like Yes likes not chaos. A little bit of control and predictability.
Yeah, what is it like that D&D things like Wes is like chaotic. He's like lawful evil or like chaotic good. And then Yes is just pure neutral.
I feel
like
Yes
lawful
is probably
neutral.
Lawful something.
Yeah, he's
Wes
like
is
chaotic everything.
Wes is chaotic. Chaotic
just,
evil.
It's just chaos. He's the entire chaotic row.
Or no, I feel like Wes is more chaotic neutral. Yes is probably also lawful neutral. I think they're both neutral on that.
They're the opposite end of spectrums, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I think with all that...
we see them probably butt heads through this.
I mean, we saw that Next Time on Challenge clip at the end of episode 2. So,
yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. We can get to, like, the first challenge.
They party all night. Give Me Just One Night comes on. I do think it's funny.
They was amazing. Like, that first song that they entered in, it was like, oh my god, I know this song. I listened to this.
The songs are still on point. I do think it's funny right before they got to the challenge when they're doing the waking up montage. First of all, the old people are up early.
No one's up that early.
Old people are up early. And Wes is still a sneaky piece of shit.
Yeah. He's never going to change. Don't change, Wes.
Don't change.
And then, it's still weird seeing, like, these 30, 40, 50-year-olds being, like, bunk beds. Like, they're all, like, college freshmen.
Can they not get enough rooms for people?
No. So we get to the first challenge. TJ explains everything. So we're going to have one male and one female winner. It looks like it's all solos, winning $500,000.
Or their share of it.
I think we're led to believe the first man and first woman both win $500,000 each.
I thought it was they're each getting $250,000. By the way, TJ phrased it.
You're probably right. I tend to half listen.
Yeah,
We'll probably learn more
the other
about
thing that was
it.
interesting. Did you catch the way TJ phrased the competition and who was invited? He said everyone who is on the cast has qualified for a final. So I know we were
Naya's,
questioning if Naya had qualified. I guess they're claiming that she qualified even though she never ran one.
she still also technically never qualified for one because she was in the final four elimination and then got kicked off before the elimination happened.
Well, maybe they're just assuming she would have won.
Against Jordan and Sarah? No.
I don't know.
No, she wouldn't have won with Leroy.
Loopholes are there. It's fine.
And maybe they just wanted her on for like the Jordan drama. Or maybe Jordan's like, I'm not going on without her. So it's like they try to spin some excuse.
Yeah.
So, little bit more question. I like how John A was like, if I win this money, I can just add it on to the money I just won already.
More money, more good.
Yay! I can
more money.
for
pay
my
off
family.
some kids. Pay for kids' college. That's always
because kids are expensive.
They are.
That was pretty much any one of them that had kids were just like, I need this for my kids. They're very expensive. That or apparently, how many of these guys are getting married? Like Cyrus has a wedding. Derek has a wedding. Derek has children. Oh god, Derek has everything going on right now. Get this man a win.
I mean, they're later in life.
Yeah.
Almost all of them are over 30.
I think all of them except Kayla.
All of them except Kayla.
Yeah. Kayla in the challenge. I better be doing well because I have like the young eyes compared to all these old hags. So yeah, the challenge is pretty much run into a wall, peep through a hole at colored squares, run back and memorize it. First guy and first girl win. So guys are it's kind of a simple challenge when you think about it. It's like usually the first challenge is like big contraption over water or long running. This is just look through a hole and memorize colors.
Yeah, it really was, and the holes are tiny.
And there's only two.
And with all our enema talk, I'm going to be very conscious of every time I say the word hole, but like
sure.
And so they kind of have to like dogpile on top of each other to look into the hole.
Tyler's dream come true. Tyler has experience with this.
Tyler is so adorable. He's like, oh yeah, I'm fine because I'm just used to being all up in men's business.
Yes, while looking through holes. And yet he comes second to last.
Yeah. I think they realize that the way the colors are with this puzzle that they have to memorize, they're just similar enough that if you're not really paying attention to every single one, and you're pretty much have to go a square or two at a time, then you're just gonna waste your trips. And so I think that it was just it was more complicated than people anticipated.
Yeah, they're like similar colors, similar animals, shapes. I didn't even realize there was different animal shapes until Tina pointed it out. And like it depends on like what position they are. It's a lot to memorize, especially when you have people shoving through you. Although side note, everyone was weirdly polite in this challenge.
Yeah, I think that's because of maturity, maybe.
Imagine if this challenge was like on Spies, Lies, and Allies. You'd have people breaking necks just to look through a hole.
Yeah, well, it could quickly become a wrestling challenge at that point.
Yeah, and then you have people complaining. It's like, he pushed me and I only saw the hole for 3 seconds. It's my turn. Yeah, pretty much that.
But I think my main takeaway from this was just like, I think you have to go really slow with it.
Yeah. It's like, go slow, look, maybe take one square at a time. Yes. And Wes didn't make any mistake. Well, he did, but he didn't make enough to not win because he came in first place. And then people start finishing, and then it was down to Tyler and Cyrus. Cyrus is still colorblind from still life, and this was his problem on All Stars 1, and it looks like the challenge people do not care that this
Nope.
man cannot see colors.
Yeah, he has to figure it out one way or another.
Yep, so Cyrus comes in last, and then we see the women, and underdog Sylvia gets it done like that.
Love her.
So she wins. Very surprised.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of like the order here. The men I couldn't really at all, but I think Kellyanne got second, Veronica got third because she's the queen.
Yeah.
Melinda, Janae, Ronnie, and then I think I missed a couple people, and then it came down to like Kendall, Tina, and Cynthia for the end.
Yes, and where Cynthia came last, so her and Cyrus are automatically going to elimination. And Wes and Sylvia, for coming in first, they get a disadvantage to give to someone, also known as the Samadhi, if anyone has watched Endurance. Johnny should be familiar with this.
You know what was really surprising with the women's competition is Kendall not doing well and Tina not doing well. Like Tina's way better than this performance.
She's getting to that age.
Yeah, but like think last season she was like dominating out of the gate. Other than Jody. Is it just because she doesn't have a partner? Is she better at the partner than individual? Is it maybe?
Probably. She did say how she kept getting easily distracted by how pretty the tiles are, and they are very pretty. And with Kendall, we don't really know Kendall's in like memory challenges. Maybe she doesn't have a good memory. Maybe she's also partially colorblind. Or maybe everybody else was just
better. Or maybe this was just such an equalizer that basically even if you've never done a challenge before, you're fine.
Yes, it could just simply anyone can do this. You just have to have a decent memory. Yeah. So we're bringing back Troika, Tribunal, whatever the fuck they were called in those regular seasons. We're the top three finishers. Circle. The inner circle, whatever it's called. The top three males and top three females form a group and almost agree on one man and one woman to throw into elimination. So that would be Wes and Sylvia, who won. Kellyanne, Veronica, Yes, and who's the last one?
Yes, Kellyanne, MJ.
MJ. So they all have to agree on one guy, one girl to throw in. And everyone is nervous because Wes is there. And what does Wes love to do? Wes loves to stir the shit up, cause drama.
Yeah.
So
and he's not going to shy away from floating a big name out there, even just to feel it out. I do really love this bringing this format back because I feel like for anything like this is old school challenge. This is like having that inner circle like be the top three from the challenge specifically feels very old school to me.
Yeah,
like when was the last time they did top three?
Well, in this style, I'd probably say like Battle of the Sexists. In these tribunal things, didn't they do that a lot in like War of the Worlds?
Yeah, I mean they've done inner circle type things a lot over the years, but I feel like it's been determined differently. Like the top person gets in, and then they pick the other two people or something.
I think in War of the Worlds 1, it was always the top three pairs / people. And then from then onwards, it was like best man, best woman, and then pick a third. Or like they'd elect one person. Yeah, this one is definitely much better than the whole elect one person and then they pick two people.
Especially if we're going to be going into the final with like 10, 12. There's no reason not to have the winner, the authority, be 6 people large.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be important very quickly.
It creates for more protection for the underdogs to kind of like get into that third place spot. You know, they might not be able to get first but they can get third potentially and keep themselves safe that way. So I kind of like the maneuverability and variability it provides the game.
Yeah, and it seems like with that whole giving somebody a disadvantage, second place is probably what you're gunning for because you're safe and you don't make any targets.
Yeah. First place has a little bit of a drawback, but unless you're
Yeah.
targeting somebody.
Yeah, or your name is Wes.
Yeah.
So the discussion for the authority, is that what they're called?
Mm-hmm.
So some names get thrown around. People are saying let's do easy. We'll do the bottom two, which were Tyler and Tina, which Veronica doesn't want to do because she likes Tyler and Tina as her friend. Oh wait, never mind. Before this, Jungle Party.
Yeah, they have a giant jungle costume party. I tried to get as many of the costumes written down as I could. Jordan was Adam, Adam and Eve.
He was
with
just naked.
Palm leaf around his package.
Area.
Jemmy had like a cheetah print with a leaf tiara. Laterian was wearing a panda onesie.
Oh, that was cute. You
Kayla
remembered
was
something
wearing
with Latina?
yeah, shocker. Kayla was wearing a leopard print with ears, very cute.
Very classic.
Wes was like a lion, like Wizard of Oz lion.
Wes's was so cute. It was just like something you'd see in like a kid's Wizard of Oz, and they were the Cowardly Lion.
Totally. Oh, Derek. He was like dressed up like a safari guide, like with all khaki.
Oh yeah, and he was like peeping through. Who was it? I don't remember who they were, but it was like two people wore like neon jungle prints, like rompers or like shirts.
Veronica had like a bird shirt on. But there was also like Yes with a yellow Hawaiian jumper.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Hawaiian's not jungle.
Glasses. Yeah, I don't know why that was.
Maybe it had leaves on it.
And then there were like the guys who decided that a swimsuit was appropriate for a jungle theme party, a la MJ and Mark. And then the winner of the costume party, in my opinion, Tyler, comes out in a skirt and drag, and yeah, we stand drag on the challenge.
Yeah. More drag queens on the chat. Actually, any drag queen on the challenge.
Literally any. We will never be against the drag queens being there.
Yes. Give me Carrie Colby on season 38. Give me Cornbread. Give me Jasmine.
Cornbread. What's Cornbread gonna do?
I don't know. Push people over. Wait, here we go. Rivals 4. Pairing Jasmine Kennedy and Diabetti.
Diabetti would be great on the challenge.
Yeah, because she'll be a bitch to everyone. Yes. Probably do decent.
Yeah.
And probably will kill the confessionals.
She's like 6'4". Like, yeah, she'd be tall. Great.
Very intimidating. So what show did you come from? Drag Race? Oh. Do drag and then you'll understand the endurance I go through.
So during this party, they're kind of mixing some strategy talk with the festivities. Obviously. And Cynthia is like,
give me whoever.
And Tyler each give their pitches. So Cynthia's like doesn't say a name.
Yeah, it's just like, why? I mean, she's pretty much like, I know I'm going in. I don't care who I go up against. It doesn't matter. Where Tyler's just very much like, who do you want to have fun with? Who do you want to hang out with? Very like high school, just being like, who do you want to be friends with? Let's keep them and get rid of all the other people who aren't good enough to be with us.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Veronica's like, I want to pick somebody who's not coming back so they don't get revenge on me.
Yeah, because everyone is pretty much saying whoever they throw in, Cyrus and Cynthia are going to go home regardless.
Well, and I think for the authority, they want whoever they pick to lose because it's cleaner that way. So
yeah, so I don't know why
also
they're being
gain some favor with the other person if you can give them someone they can beat.
Yeah, so I don't know why they're always like, It doesn't matter who we throw in because they're just going to forget about it. Nobody forgets being thrown into an elimination.
No, they do not.
Yeah. So Veronica is really struggling because the popular names are Tyler and Tina, her good people. Wes obviously throws around Jordan's name because they have a history.
Yeah, interestingly, Jordan had a confessional where he was like expressing he's worried about Wes, but that he wants Wes in the final.
See, Jordan's the type of player to be like, I want to be in the final with the best people to prove that I'm better than them. So I can see ego.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's like if you sent him home before the final, you technically are beating the best.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Doesn't
matter when you beat them.
Yeah, it's just some people believe like, oh, if I need to beat them at the final to prove that I'm better than them.
You know what proves you're better than them? Winning
beating
the damn money.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like you want to. Yeah, I don't get. I think it's just an ego thing with some of these people.
No one can hate on Yes because he ain't lost nothing.
No, he's never been in nothing.
Yeah, but he's never lost anything. So even if you say he's unproven, like he won, All Stars won. So like,
yeah, did he even win a daily challenge?
No.
An All Stars won? No,
I don't think so.
The only thing he won was the final.
That's it.
Yeah, same with John A. last season. I'm pretty sure the only thing she won was the final. Yeah. She probably like won a group daily at one point, but it was just mainly the final.
Yeah, but now Yes is he hasn't won a daily, but he's at least has some authority in the authority.
Yeah, and with the authority, they decide it's going to be Tyler and Tina. So
yeah, and there's some conflict with the Veronica and Tina thing.
Yeah, because now Tina's like, well, girl, you did this to me, so I have free range to do it to you.
Is it a mistake for Veronica to go along with this?
I think so, because I can see a reason being like, I don't want people to know that we're that close, but people already know you're that close, and you're not the only like parent. Like we have Kayla and Sylvia being like, I'm obviously not going to throw in my girl Kayla or my girl Sylvia. Mm-hmm. We've had Jordan being like, I'm obviously not going to throw in Naya. We have like Safety Palace people probably being like, I'm obviously not throwing in my person.
Yeah, so it's tough though, because it like whatever you do sets a precedent for this first one, and like in Veronica's mind, she probably sees Tina as a better competitor than coming in second to last. And most days, most competitions, Tina won't come in second to last.
Well, we'll get to the next challenge.
We'll get to that, but like predictive, like given Tina's track record in the past, and so if you set that precedent, then you could be like, well, in the future, one of us is probably going to be in here, and as long as you can get through this one, like one of us will be safe, and we can change the game up from there. I can see that being a line of thinking, but you also have to consider personality. And Tina is a bitter. We love her, but she's bitter.
Tina's petty.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think for Veronica, she should have like pitched people that doesn't have a relationship, like Ronnie, or I can't really think of any of the guys at the moment. I think all the guys have a relationship with someone.
Yeah, I think the
maybe like
pitching people who haven't been on All Stars yet would be smart. Except that's Veronica, so
yeah, Veronica has also not been on All Stars, and then the only other guy that's not been on All Stars was Jordan.
Yeah. So hasn't Ronnie never been in an elimination before?
She's also never been in elimination.
If I don't know if Veronica knew this fact, but maybe you can say she's literally never been in an elimination in her life.
I mean, they did win a challenge.
Although there is Yes in the group then, and Yes would be like, oh, so you're targeting me with that.
No, I'm just targeting the women because I don't.
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm competing with them, not the men.
Veronica probably was in a hard place here, no matter what decision she went with. At the very least, she could have put up like a fight, at least
Yeah,
to cover her base. Mm,
yeah, but unfortunately she folded, and I guess we'll see if that comes back to bite her, because Tina's still in the game.
yeah.
Well, spoiler, she wins her elimination. But let's get to the elimination.
Yes.
No, he's not in the elimination. He won, remember?
Can't wait till it gets eliminated. I can use the word again.
Yeah. So the elimination, it's Tyler and Cyrus, I combine their names, and then Tina and Cynthia. It's pretty much grab a bag, run through his tunnel that has like a block in the middle. First to bring all 3 bags to one side wins, and rings the bell wins.
Yeah, so Crawl Brawl, if it should, in theory, play like
Hall
Brawl, except crawling.
Crawling.
I feel like it did not. It became
No.
more of a crawling race. Well, first you dig, but then it really just became a crawling race, and who can crawl faster. Which I think was maybe a mistake for some of the people to not force more of like a wrestling thing.
I mean, when you're crawling, it's hard to wrestle like crouch down pretty much flat, and then how are you supposed to wrestle like that? Because they
push people backwards. I don't know.
and that's difficult to do while crawling, because they tried this elimination on Rivals 3, where it was like another crawl brawl type thing, but it was just pretty much a crawling race to the end.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it. To where Cyrus wins, the old guy pulls through and wins, and sends Tyler home. The challenge is homophobic. Hashtag that. We're getting that trending, and we will not stop until we have the gays take over the show.
Yeah, it's not great. I like Tyler a lot. It sucks to see him go here. I kind of saw that coming when I look at this cast, though, because he's just a little bit outmatched. When you look at who's there, he didn't have time to learn to really get his feet under him and learn from his mistakes from last time. So that just kind of sucks. And also, like, he got second to last in a random daily that had a random like finishing order. So
yeah, it just really sucks.
It's bad luck all around.
Yeah, bad luck, Tyler. If you do come back, which we do hope you do, let's hope you just don't get targeted.
Yeah.
And next is and congrats to Cyrus for winning the elimination, which everybody thought he was going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing there was no colors involved.
You know what, though? The one thing here, though, a little gripe. Tyler got hung up on the carabiner. So he wasn't even necessarily slower in the crawling. He got stuck on the carabiner, which I think is bad. Like, this is not a new issue. It's very anticlimactic when at the first part of the challenge, the person can't even like unclip a thing, and they're just stuck fiddling with a clip, you know. Can they think of other ways of doing these challenges to where we don't have random little carabiners getting people stuck? Because it wasn't even close the whole time, and it wasn't even because of Tyler's physicality at that point. It was like a stupid clip. But like, even Beth got screwed over in one of her original eliminations because of carabiners. So like, can we fix the carabiner problem already? Challenge gods.
Yeah, they really need to figure out these carabiner situations. I don't know, maybe like tie knots and untie knots. There's nothing wrong with that. Cutting a rope.
Yeah,
but like,
it's fine.
That seems simple and task inducing.
Or just grabbing it.
Yeah, or just grab it. Why did it have to be hooked? Throw it at them.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah, maybe we should petition hard for this Drag Race one, because then we'll get more gays on it. True. But unless they cast Maddie, which is just another straight.
I don't think Maddie would be the first choice. Okay, and then we have Tina and Cynthia.
Which goes normal. It's close. It looks like either one could win, but Tina pulls it out and gets the victory. Thank God she did not give up like last time.
Yes, we're very glad she doesn't quit.
Yeah, and then playing new attitude while it's going on. Another Drag Race moment.
And then we get a hint of another twist that's going on.
Yeah, for winning the elimination, Cyrus and Tina have stars on their shirts. And the more stars you gain, I was about to say, you could get something to help you further in the future. It could be, we don't know what it is.
He said the
Any
more
spec-
power you have in the game, but like, what does that mean?
I don't know. It's a game within a game.
Do you need like a certain number of stars to get into a final? Do you get to buy an advantage? We don't know. Even after the second episode, we still don't know.
No, and I say we will not know until the day it's used.
Yeah. And so before we get to the second episode, the only thing I can we talk about that preview showing bananas?
Well, I think there's going to be mercenaries,
At
and
some
I think
point.
bananas is probably going to be a mercenary.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, and you know what? It'll probably be a time when Wes is in elimination.
Oh, wouldn't that be perfect?
Yeah. And if they're doing mercenaries, the girl mercenary, I'm pretty sure it's not her, but it has to be Cara Maria.
You
There's
just know as
no.
soon as Wes is like in a vulnerable position, the producers are calling bananas like, "We got a flight for you. Get down to Panama.
Come to Panama quickly. We have an opportunity.
We're ready.
We're waiting. We have a hidden room for you."
Yeah.
So
It's a fun first episode.
Yeah, great first episode. Sad to see. Well, very sad to see Tyler to go. Sad to see Cynthia go. On to episode 2.
Yes.
And beginning of episode 2, we just get pretty much recap of like friendships. Tina is close to Veronica and Melinda. Real world Austin's together. Jordan and Wes hate each other. Mark, we get a touching moment from the Godfather, Mark, with why he's doing the challenge. He's doing this for his mother, who is not. It's in critical medical condition. We hope her well, and we don't know the state's modern days.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a heart behind the Godfather. So if Mark's the Godfather, would his mother be like? What's the name of the person that gives birth to the Godfather?
The Godmother.
But wouldn't that just?
I don't know.
It's the whole God family.
I don't know, but yeah, she's he gives us really touching story and fuck cancer.
Yeah.
Basically.
Fuck it. Sorry if you were born within those dates of the star sign month, but fuck you.
Yeah. We learned about Melinda's injury,
which is very concerning because usually when the challenge bring up a past injury, it usually means it's going to get worse.
Yeah. She apparently rolled her ankle 4 times in the final of last season.
And somehow came third.
Yeah.
So, well, good on Melinda for somehow pushing through. Do we know what is the gap between All Stars 4 and 3? Like,
I think it was just a month, maybe.
Just a month.
Maybe
month
2.
to recover.
It was quick.
I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. It's like we had people injured. It's going to take longer than a month or 2 to recover injuries.
Yeah, and they were basically from back to back.
Yes.
So we get to the challenge.
Yeah.
Out of reach.
Yeah. But before that, we need to know disadvantages. Wes and Sylvia need to give them out. And Sylvia pretty much gives it to Kellyanne, gives the most bullshit reason ever. It's like, oh, I'm just going to give it to the second best player. And then Wes goes on this whole speech and gives it to Jordan. Because
of course he does.
Of course he does. Wes has to make a moment out of everything, and we like him for this.
It's fine.
It's
not even that bad of a disadvantage. It's a 1 minute time penalty.
Yeah, that's not a disadvantage. A disadvantage would probably be like, I don't know, not having to swing. Maybe if it was like you start 1 minute later with the swinging, that would have been like a proper disadvantage.
Mm.
Rather than just, all right, you're done. Stay there. Catch your breath before you do this kind of difficult puzzle.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
So this challenge was pretty much swing on a swing, kick a key down, fall into the water, swim, and then do a puzzle.
and if you can't swing high enough, you'll get dropped with a 20-minute time penalty.
Yeah. Good thing Katie's not on this season.
Oh yeah, she would have just not done it.
No, she would have just sat there and just been like, I'm not doing this. Why must you always have heights over water challenges? Although we do learn why Darrell's afraid of heights, because he was forced on a roller coaster that he did not like.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying for me because when I'm going to the States in the summer, my fella is forcing me on roller coasters and I do not like them.
Yeah. So they're doing it in heats where half the men, then half the women, then half the men, then half the women. Do we want to talk about the men's heats first?
Sure, let's get the most uninteresting ones out of the way.
Yeah.
So Wes goes on this whole speech, giving the disadvantage to Jordan. Jordan knocks it out of the park, and then Wes is just swinging.
Yeah, Jordan finishes his puzzle first, and then
out of his heat.
And Wes and Laterian cannot swing high enough and get the box, and so they're eventually dropped with a penalty. And Wes and Laterian, are trying to just fight to finish the puzzle. And Laterian comes in last.
Yeah.
Which I'm not upset about.
And then the other men's heat.
Oh, I did see a thing on Twitter. Ooh. Apparently, Wes says that his in this challenge, during the swinging, he tore his bicep. And like thought he might have to get like medically eliminated, but he just like didn't.
Kept it quiet.
I would imagine that this injury would potentially come up in the future, and this is where it happens. So Probably. It wasn't just that he couldn't do it; it's that he probably injured himself pretty quickly doing it, and then could actually finish.
That, or he's coming up with a quick reason on shit. I did terrible. What's an excuse I can give? I'll just say I got injured.
Yeah.
It's all up to speculation. And then the other male heat. It was pretty much fine. Nothing too interesting happened, to my knowledge.
Yeah, Darrell and Cyrus are kind of finishing up last, and Darrell eventually just tries to beat Laterian's time. And he manages to.
Oh yeah, Darrell at one point was like, I know I'm not getting this, so I'm just going to make sure I'm in a good position to fall.
Yeah. Which, hey, save your energy. Why not?
Yeah, and not like land awkwardly and accidentally do a flip upside down.
Yeah, you're less likely to get hurt that way.
Yeah, speaking of flipping upside down, the women's heat, before we get to the second heat with Tina, the first heat, Kellyanne is struggling. Actually, no, Kellyanne does well on the swinging, but struggles on the puzzle.
Yeah, and Janae ends up finishing first and killing it. And then most of the women, Jemmy, Naya, Cynthia, and Melinda, get the 20-minute penalty.
Yeah, and then they all managed to finish before Kellyanne.
Yeah.
To the point where Sylvia was like, okay, I know I gave you the disadvantage, but now it's just kind of sad. Mm-hmm. Poor Kellyanne. She would need a miracle to not go into elimination. And then the second heat.
A miracle happens.
A miracle happens to where, for some reason, Tina just like, she leans over in this awkward position and she can't get herself back up and she falls right away and gets herself What happened?
Yeah, so she gets DQ'd because she just falls before the swinging time is up, which is hilarious and very challenging to be DQ'd that way instead of just saying she has to wait on the shoreline. Yeah, everyone else who does, they finish the thing.
Everyone was just pretty much like, they pretty much knew, okay, we're not in last, so we can just do it.
Yeah, so Laterian and Tina are going straight to the arena.
Even though
And then
Tina fell in first.
Yes and Kendall win. So they get the sabotage power, and then for next episode. And then Jordan, Janae, Brad, and Kayla are all in the authority.
Yeah. And well into those people. Yay! Mm-hmm. And we get. Did anything happen before the authority part? Or is it just like
not
everybody
really
worry?
She just some people express what's going on. Like Tina doesn't want Melinda, and she doesn't want Veronica.
Oh yeah, and then everyone was just pretty much like, why does Tina get to decide? Like, don't let her talk to you like that. This is your win.
Like Laterian doesn't really doesn't care. He doesn't matter.
Laterian doesn't matter or care.
He doesn't care if he's too much about who he goes against, except he doesn't want to go against Cyrus, Pharrell, or Nehemiah.
Yeah.
The people he's close to.
Yeah, pretty much just being like, don't put me in against my friends, which is like the opposite of what the challenge is. Mm-hmm. Tina invented putting people against their friends.
Kayla doesn't want to. So they all kind of just pick who they want to save.
Yeah, and Kayla kind of leads this, and it's like, okay, Kayla, we see you. Getting some strategy.
So in terms of picking who they want to send in, instead of just saying, oh, second to last goes in, we're going to pick the person we want to protect, and then whoever's left over goes in.
Yes. And where everyone says one or two names, I think it's mostly one. Kayla says Sylvia, obviously. Mm-hmm. Kendall kind of gets told you're protecting Kellyanne, right?
Yeah, she's not bringing Kellyanne.
Yeah. Jordan says Naya, obviously. Yes says...
Saves Jemmy and Derek.
Jemmy and Derek? Okay, maybe he was like, I get to pick one guy, one girl, and everyone's just like, okay. But Brad says he doesn't want to throw in Wes.
Yeah.
Which is like, everyone's just like, fuck. It's like, damn it. Why did he say Wes?
So then we're left with only 6 options. For the woman, Veronica, Ronnie, and Melinda. And for the men, Mark, Cyrus, and Nehemiah.
Yeah. So pretty much the two people that both people in Elimination said, I don't want to go up against, and then one other person. Ronnie is kind of obvious because she's not tied to anyone. And then Brad kind of gets offended that Mark is an option. And then immediately he's like, I won't let this happen. And I was like, I don't want to throw in Mark. It's like, well, you can't protect 2 people. You got to pick one.
Yeah. And Kayla is not happy that the Austin people are all still in the game. So she's more than happy to vote in Melinda.
Oh, yeah. I was like, did Melinda get voted? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, but Tina's not happy about this.
Yeah. So they pretty much give Laterian what he wants and goes up against someone that wasn't his friend, but somebody that's not home before, while they give Tina somebody who she didn't want. Now, why was there kind of I don't know what it's called. I don't know if it's double standard, but why were they okay not putting Laterian against his friend, but perfectly fine with Tina going against her friends?
Probably because they don't like Tina.
Probably. And you can't really say, well, we have to get rid of Austin. Nehemiah was an option, and he's from Austin.
Yeah.
And he's not injured, so it probably would have been better.
Yeah, but he's a little better connected than Melinda at this point.
Yeah, but better connected than Mark? I'm not saying
Mark is Nehemiah. Equally connected. That's the problem with Mark.
I'm not saying throw in Nehemiah over Melinda. I'm saying throw them both in.
Yeah. But yeah, so we have Mark versus Laterian and Melinda versus Tina. And basically, Melinda, she brings up her ankle again, which is not good.
Yes, because I love her reasoning that she gave TJ. Well, it's like, well, TJ, your final was too hard last season to where I got injured to the point where I can't play.
So So the competition is. We should just say what the elimination is.
Oh yeah, the elimination is. Oh fuck! I think I just forgot. Oh, it was like
you have to dig into the sand and push a bar in order to turn off a light.
Yeah, it's like
so it's like a digging in sand challenge.
Yeah, it's like you're tied to a bar that moves, and you have to try. Both of you are going for a light switch, but you have to pull the other person back in order for you to go forward. It's one of those type challenges.
Yeah, it's very old school. I really enjoy these challenges where they kind of just have to endure pushing against the sand or
human tug of war.
Yeah, human tug of war in the sand, and they dig in for 40 minutes or something crazy, and yeah, this is a fun challenge.
Yeah, so Melinda pulls a
would not
Tina.
last it.
No, so Melinda pulls a Tina from last season and just gives up and gives the win to Tina.
I think it's fair though, a fair decision though,
because
so she doesn't get injured worse.
Yeah, she would have not been able to do the challenge at all. So then it's pretty much a rematch between Mark and Latarian. And their first elimination was a tug of war style one, and now this one's a tug of war style one.
Yeah.
To where you jumped for joy, had a celebration, and lit fireworks when Mark turned on that light switch.
Oh, I did.
And
when I saw Latarian finally give up and run around the other way to try to hit the button as a last ditch effort. I was like, nah, don't even try. Mark has got this. Yeah, the Mark wins and Latarian's gone, which you know what? It means that the most entertaining people are still in the game.
Well, some majority of the entertaining people, not all this cast is entertaining.
No.
No. But if you were to pick between who's more entertaining between Godfather and Latarian, I think we all know
I'm okay with
this.
Is. I'm happy about this.
We're okay with Mark, man-child Mark.
And Tina's safe still. Like Mark and Tina are both in the game, which I'm happy about.
And now Tina has another star for doing nothing.
What if she ends up in every elimination and becomes the most powerful without trying?
I want that to happen, but it won't.
So what are we looking forward next episode?
I'm looking forward to when Kendall was like, "Can I sabotage a guy?" Because there was no rule saying girls have to sabotage girls and guys have to sabotage guys.
No, it's kind of fun. So you can double sabotage someone potentially.
I don't know if you can give. Yeah, I don't know if you can give the same person one sabotage. I say it has to be two different people.
Well, we'll have to see.
But there's no rule saying like they both have to. It has to be a man and a girl.
Yeah.
So I think after saying that, the smartest thing for Kendall to do is just to sabotage Wes, because that's an obvious sabotage. And now we'll have Yes to make like a tough decision, because I think Yes is obviously going to sabotage Wes. But if Kendall does it first, and you're not allowed to sabotage the same person twice, then Yes will have to kind of show his cards a bit.
That he will.
Which would be interesting. And it looks like, oh god, I just had to deal with Survivor Syracuse and Alliance members being of same names. Like, I had to deal with a Jack, a Jake, an Abby, and a Gabby. And now I have to deal with a Yes and a Wes.
Well, they rhyme. So you lost a couple of your draft people these 2 episodes.
Yeah, let me show them. This is going to take a minute. Yeah, so here's our draft. So I lost Tyler, and I lost Melinda.
Yeah.
You lost no one.
No one.
And then the audience lost Latarian and Cynthia.
Yeah.
Looks like you got
feeling good.
Yeah. Looks like all I have left are my Ks for the females.
But Kendall and Kellyanne are strong. So
yeah, and so is Kayla.
Yeah.
And then
you have Kayla, which is a great choice.
Yeah, I know. You could have picked her, but you chose entertainment over her.
I know, but like Queen Veronica could not go undrafted. Like I would have been mad at myself if I didn't pick her.
Yeah. Is there anyone that we're looking at our audience pick that's like maybe we should have picked them over certain people?
Not really yet. I mean, Sylvia's doing well, but I expected her to do well. Brad's doing well, but I expected him to do well. Yes is doing well, but I expected him to do well. But like, I don't know that any of them are showing like the type of dominance that like Jody was showing last season. Like,
yeah, none of them were just like obviously good.
Yeah, so I feel good about my pick still.
Yeah, even though Tyler went home first, I would not have picked any of those four for reasons of they're probably not going to win anyway, even if they do make it far, or I just cannot pick them.
Yeah, that's fair.
So like, yeah, it's like I refuse to pick Brad, and then the other three, I'm pretty sure we're not going to do well at all.
Yeah, I mean, Cyrus can't be around for much longer.
No, especially with any of these challenges involve colors.
Yeah, well, like, who do we got? I mean, who's Cyrus beating out of who's left? Yes, maybe in a physical wrestling challenge.
Probably.
But like that's it.
he might be Brad in a puzzle.
Maybe. I struggle to see the challenge where Cyrus is beating pretty much any of the other guys.
Maybe it'd be an age competition.
There has to be some level of luck there.
Yeah, maybe there's some trivia where it's like, what happened in this year that you were born?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your takeaway? 2 episodes in.
I'm very excited, very happy, cannot wait to see what the future holds. Still Team Kellyanne, love her, really hope she wins and makes it far. And we have a lot of like good confessional people, like Kellyanne, Kayla, Jemmy, Tina, Veronica, Wes. Wes is like the only guy that's going to give good confessionals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. But you know, this is it's still an entertaining cast. It's a good cast. The guys are competitive, and you know, they're in personality conflicts with each other, which is way more fun. We got some like brushes of that with Wes and Yes, and
just Wes and everyone.
Brad's kind of getting in the drama too a little bit. So I think there's potential there. Jordan's going to be in that too.
Obviously,
so I think it'll be fun to watch, even if because there's conflicts. They're not just all going to bro down together.
Yeah. You've mentioned that we might be seeing Bananas in the future as like a potential mercenary. Is there any other like players that you're like, ooh, I'd love to see them as a mercenary?
Well, yeah. Rachel would be great to see as a mercenary.
She's getting a lot of attention with like the challenge social medias. So I say we're due to see her at some point if she's interested in coming back.
Yeah, even if she's not interested in playing for a season, like to be a mercenary, I think she'd be great to see again.
Yeah. Like I said,
and she has the physicality to do it. You know, you kind of want your mercenaries to be one of the better competitors.
Yeah, you don't want it to be like a Tori or an Ashley, where it's like,
no,
well, Ashley makes sense.
You don't bring Veronica in to be a mercenary.
No,
she's not. I love Veronica. I want her on all the seasons, and she does well. But like, she doesn't need to be a mercenary.
Was she was she a mercenary, or was Anissa the mercenary?
I think Anissa was.
I think Anissa was the mercenary, and then because Veronica was sent home because she injured her finger.
Evelyn would be interesting to come back. Sarah would be a great mercenary. Bring Sarah and Bananas back as a mercenary pair. That'd be wild.
That'd be interesting. Is Sarah allowed to come back? I heard she was blacklisted.
What does blacklisted mean in the challenge world?
I think just pretty much like you're no longer uninvited.
They can unblacklist anyone whenever they feel like it.
Yeah. I said it before. Bring Cara Maria.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, she has the record for most elimination wins.
Yeah. Abram would be great. Speaking of Cara Maria, Abram would be great to bring back. Landon for a mercenary.
Laurel.
Yeah. Why not?
Who are some other like classic mercenaries? Susie on like a puzzle challenge.
Susie would be cool.
Susie's never lost an elimination.
No, I don't think she would just for that reason.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, she's definitely the type to be like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna keep my good record.
Well, I'm super excited about this season. There's a great cast, great challenges. I like the format, and it should create some good drama.
Yeah, and we're getting good entertainment. So thanks everyone for watching. If you want more live reality games content, join the Facebook group, follow the YouTube channel, follow all the social medias, listen to us on iHeartRadio, give us 5 stars, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. Who are you rooting for in the challenge? And we'll see you guys for episode 3 of Challenge All Stars. Bye everyone.
Bye.